Max Weber, The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. Dive into Max Weber's seminal exploration of the intersection between faith and finance in The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. Uncover how the ascetic values of early Protestantism inadvertently paved the way for modern economic systems. Discover how beliefs rooted in the 16th century Protestant Reformation fostered a work ethic that emphasized labor not just as a necessity, but as a moral and spiritual imperative. Weber invites us to explore how this ethic reshaped mindsets across Europe, subtly transforming the pursuit of profit into a virtuous endeavor. Through this book summary, gain insights into how the Protestant work ethic evolved, imprinted indelibly on the fabric of capitalism, and continues to influence Western culture and values today. Prepare to untangle the complex relationship between cultural dynamics and economic structures as you journey through Weber's analysis of capitalism's historical and ethical underpinnings.
Capitalism's spiritual origins. To truly grasp the roots of capitalism, you must delve into the cultural fabric woven by the Protestant work ethic, stretching back to the 16th century Protestant Reformation. Reformers like Martin Luther and John Calvin critiqued the Catholic Church's rituals, advocating for personal connections with God through Scripture and faith. Calvinism, with its doctrine of predestination, sowed deep existential dread about one's fate in the afterlife, pushing followers to seek signs of salvation in their earthly lives. Success and self-discipline began to be interpreted as symbols of divine favor. Calvinism frowned upon worldly indulgences, urging a focus on glorifying God through diligent work. Thus, virtues such as hard work, thrift, and honesty were elevated to spiritual duties, transforming labor into a form of worship. This marked a stark departure from earlier views that deemed work merely a means to sustain life. Practical success became seen as not just a personal achievement but a divine blessing, a revolutionary change that redefined how people viewed labor. The Protestant ethic infused work with moral depth, recasting it as an intrinsically virtuous pursuit and elevating it to a level of religious significance. Over generations, this potent ethic forged a new mindset, one characterized by intense focus and craftsmanship. Even when work felt like a burden for many, this theological shift cultivated a prepared and disciplined orientation toward labor, laying the groundwork for capitalism's emergence. Moving forward, these ascetic religious values unexpectedly became catalysts for the modern capitalist spirit, setting the stage for a transformative chapter in economic history. Capitalism's spiritual roots. The Protestant work ethic dramatically transformed the European mindset, inadvertently nurturing the growth of modern capitalism. Max Weber unraveled this intriguing transition by illustrating how early Protestant values painted worldly work in a new light. A successful career was perceived not just as earthly achievement but as a potential divine calling, a path toward salvation. This revolutionary idea helped recast profit-seeking activities as morally commendable, contrasting with the medieval Catholic view where economic gain was tinged with spiritual suspicion. Through disciplined labor, the Protestant work ethic celebrated profit-making as virtuous, embedding ideals like efficiency and thrift deep within the culture. As these religious motivations waned, the spirit they sparked endured, morphing into what Weber termed the spirit of capitalism. This secular ethos was all about meticulous acquisition and profit maximization, supported by a new rational organization in which businesses ran like well-oiled machines. The pursuit of wealth for wealth's sake took root, shifting the economic focus from subsistence to a restless quest for greater gain. With echoes of the Protestant ethic, this mindset permeated every layer of life, work, leisure, and even personal relationships now measured by economic returns. Weber's analysis reveals how these Protestant-influenced attitudes helped grease the wheels of capitalism, changing prevailing cultural narratives. While not the sole factor, they provided crucial moral support, helping capitalism establish a strong cultural grip. This demonstrates the complex interplay between values and economic systems, where spiritual beliefs materialize into tangible societal structures. These insights would later spur significant critiques and influence thinkers in the 20th and 21st centuries, reflecting on the enduring impact of this historical alchemy. Culture and Capitalism's Dance. Max Weber's examination of the Protestant work ethic and its perceived role in the rise of capitalism has sparked enduring debates and reinterpretations since its introduction in 1905. This exploration isn't without its dissenters. Critics argue that Weber's linkage of Protestantism to capitalism's origins overlooks notable precedents, such as the emergence of capitalist enterprises in Italian city-states before Protestantism took hold. They suggest that capitalism's roots also thrived on urbanization, trade networks, and technological innovation, rather than solely on ethical values. Others challenge Weber's somewhat linear view of the economy as the bedrock upon which societal culture rests. They advocate for a more dynamic interplay between economy and culture, suggesting that while economic forces can shape cultural norms, cultural values can, in turn, influence economic trajectories. For instance, sociologist Robert Merton posited that virtues like thrift and diligence predated Protestantism and were adopted by various cultures over time, questioning Weber's assertion of their unique Protestant origins. Despite these critiques, Weber's ideas have indelibly influenced social science research, particularly in understanding how cultural beliefs impact economic behavior. His work encouraged a shift in focus from purely material conditions to the significance of beliefs and values in shaping human actions, coining the concept of social reality as a construct built on shared meanings. The relationship Weber and Karl Marx had with capitalism highlights their contrasting focuses. Marx emphasized the exploitative nature of capitalism and its impact on workers, whereas Weber delved into how individual beliefs and social norms fueled its expansion. The Frankfurt School, particularly thinker Adorno, took these ideas further, questioning how consumer capitalism impacts mental and spiritual freedom, and proposing that this economic system confines individuals to a metaphorical iron cage, where freedom is illusory and the deeper meanings of life are obscured. Weber's insights also speak to contemporary questions about capitalism's sustainability and the disenchantment it can breed in a heavily commercialized age. Modern theorists continue to grapple with the cultural and economic interdependencies Weber unearthed, recognizing the enduring relevance of his ideas. His reflections on the Protestant ethic provide a lens through which we can assess the cultural power of economic systems, as they mesh with societal values and moral objectives. This continues to shape working life and societal values in the modern West, echoing Weber's profound inquiry into the complex interaction of culture and economy. Capitalism's cultural roots. The intertwining of religious values and secular American culture has forged a unique work ethic deeply ingrained in society and capitalism. Although the overt theological ties have waned, this ethic echoes across education, work policies, and business practices both in the U.S. and beyond. It fuels the myth of the American dream, where diligence and perseverance supposedly lead to success and social mobility. Hard work is viewed as a virtue, instilling in individuals a sense of moral worth through effort and achievement. The educational system fosters these principles by emphasizing personal accountability, perfectionism, and relentless self-betterment. Meritocracy in particular champions the idea that one's endeavors determine their merit, contributing to a culture where excessive work hours are worn like badges of honor, and leisure or relaxation invokes misplaced guilt. The expectation of total work dedication is reinforced by laws linking benefits like healthcare to full-time employment, treating illness or disability as personal moral failings. Society celebrates entrepreneurial ventures for driving economic growth, while often neglecting their impacts on community cohesion and social safety nets. Social Darwinism further complicates the narrative by suggesting that societal systems naturally reward the fittest, almost always equated with hard work or talent, thus justifying glaring inequalities. In this framework, stress levels rise as individuals tie their self-identity to occupational productivity, leading to high rates of mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. This ethics contradictions are embodied by the titans of industries like technology and finance, who enjoy luxurious lifestyles derived from principles of initial austerity. Conservative thought frequently employs this ethic to argue for self-reliance and minimal governmental aid, although this perspective is riddled with cognitive dissonance over the just deserts of prosperity. In contrast, progressives challenge the notion that success within capitalism equates to individual merit. They argue that structural inequities, such as disparities in education, racial bias, and socioeconomic backgrounds, skew results unjustly in favor of some. In response, progressives believe that affluent individuals have an ethical responsibility to address these inequities through philanthropy in advocating for policies that uplift marginalized groups. As technology progresses, further automating jobs, society grapples with defining work's true role in a person's sense of purpose. Rediscovering the historical roots of capitalism and its value systems presents an opportunity to dismantle outdated ideologies and reshape an economic future that harmonizes with our human needs and aspirations. While the legacy of past systems looms large, humanity is not confined to operating within those iron cages. There's always potential for transformation.
Reflecting on Weber's insights, it's clear that the Protestant work ethic has left a lasting legacy on contemporary society's cultural fabric. By examining the link between religious values and economic motivations, Weber illustrates how the ethics of diligence, thrift, and disciplined work have been secularized into the spirit of capitalism. This transformation continues to manifest in today's economic and social norms, wherein work often becomes a defining aspect of identity and moral worth. Weber's theories underscore the intricate ways in which beliefs intertwine with economic systems, inviting ongoing dialogue about capitalism's role in shaping human life. As debates about labor, meaning, and social equity intensify in our modern era, Weber's perspectives remain strikingly pertinent. They encourage us to contemplate how the historical undercurrents of these Protestant-informed values shape contemporary discussions about merit, success, and the pursuit of the American dream in our increasingly complex and interconnected world.